Part 2. The Whispering Forest. Beyond the bright halls of Asgard, beyond the broken mountains where echoes feared to tread, there lay a forest forgotten by time. It was not marked on any map. Its trees had no names. Some called it Svartlund, the Shadow Grove. Others whispered it was the last breath of Ymir's soul, still dreaming in bark and root. Its canopy was so thick, even the moonlight dared not enter. It was a place older than fear. This forest whispered. Leaves spoke in voices long dead. Roots shifted with secrets. The wind there did not howl, but murmured warnings and languages, lost to men and gods alike. Odin knew he must enter it. He rode his 8-legged steed, Sleipnir, faster than any beast alive, through thunder and mist until the forest loomed before him. Great black trunks twisted into the sky like the bones of ancient titans. The air was thick with memory and the scent of old magic. He dismounted and walked alone. Every step, the ground sighed. Every breath, the forest listened. He passed glowing fungi that pulsed, like stars and vines that slithered, like sleeping serpents. Trees leaned in as he passed, branches brushing his cloak as though trying to speak. He crossed a stream that flowed backward, its waters full of silver fish with hollow eyes. He stepped over runestones half buried in moss, their glyphs pulsing dimly. He saw the ghosts of fallen warriors drifting between the trees, their armor rusted, their mouths moving in silence. And then he came to the heart, a clearing where no birds sang and no stars shone. The sky above seemed to hold its breath. There, a figure waited, an old seeress cloaked in moss and time. Her face was a mask of bark, and her eyes were blind, but she saw all. Light gathered around her, faint as the memory of dawn. "Odin," she croaked, voice like rustling leaves and the crack of old wood. "You seek what you already know." He knelt. "Tell me what must be. You have seen the runes. You know the end, but you do not know the path. Not all is yet written." She raised a hand, and the roots at her feet stirred, forming visions in the soil. A ship made of dead men's nails, sailing on blood. A sun devoured by a wolf whose hunger could not be sated. A bridge burning in the sky as giants crossed it with fire in their fists. Thor wrestling the great serpent as poison rained from the heavens. And Loki, laughing, bleeding, falling, with joy and sorrow on his face. Odin's heart grew heavy. "Can it be stopped?" he asked. "No," she whispered, "but it can be remembered. It can be faced." She gave him a gift, a branch carved with ancient runes, pulsing faintly with green light. It trembled in his hand like a newborn heartbeat. From this, grow the last hope. Odin left the forest changed. He passed the same stream, now flowing forward. The runestones glowed brighter. The forest did not whisper anymore, it watched him. It judged him. It mourned him. As he crossed back into the realms of gods and men, the trees behind him wept sap like tears. Back in Asgard, Odin planted the branch in secret, in a garden no god entered. It sprouted slowly, silver and green, unlike anything that grew in the 9 realms. Idun, keeper of youth, cared for it. She watered it with melted frost from Niflheim and warmed it with embers from Muspelheim. The tree shimmered under starlight and grew without sound. It would not stop Ragnarök, but perhaps it would outlive it. Meanwhile, across the 9 realms, echoes of Odin's journey rippled. In Midgard, a child dreamed of a forest with trees that spoke. She awoke, crying, her hands covered in dirt. In Alfheim, the light elves saw a shadow pass over the sun, though no cloud moved. In Jotunheim, the ice giants whispered of a wind that chilled even their bones. They feared the whispering forest, though none had seen it. And deep below, in the silent halls of hell, the queen of the dead paused. Half her face wept, the other half smiled. The whispering forest had stirred. It had spoken. Its message was not of doom, but of choice. And as the gods prepared for twilight, they did not know that among the leaves, among the roots, something ancient had awakened. Something that would bloom not in this world, but in the one to come. A seed of silence, a root of memory, a whisper of hope. Part 3. The Binding of Fate. In the high halls of Asgard, laughter rang and goblets clinked. Yet beneath the revelry, an unease festered like rot under gold. The gods tried to forget the signs. Fimbulwinter had begun, a winter longer and colder than any before. Snow fell even in summer. Crops failed in Midgard. Brothers turned on brothers. Kindness faded from the hearts of men. The skies held their breath. Odin called the council of the Aesir. The gods assembled. Thor, fierce and red-bearded. Frigg, wise and weeping in secret. Tyr, grim with one hand and many wounds. Baldur, golden and gentle. Heimdall, watcher of the Bifrost, who slept with eyes open. Even Loki came, unchained and smiling, his eyes gleaming like fire under frost. Odin told them of the forest, of the seeress, of the end. He told them of the branch, and the secret garden, and the hope that might grow. But he also told them of the serpent, the wolf, and the dead. There was silence. Then Thor rose, his voice like thunder on stone. Let them come. Serpent, wolf, fire, I'll face them all. My hammer thirsts. Loki chuckled, soft and cold. Such courage, brother. Or is it desperation? Frigg's voice broke the tension. Can fate be rewritten? Odin said nothing. Tyr answered, no, but how we meet it, that is our choice. So the gods prepared. Heimdall sharpened Gjallarhorn, the horn that would sound the final battle. Thor reforged Mjolnir with runes of fire and storm. Frey, lord of summer, wept as he gave away his blade, knowing he would need it and would not have it. Loki, though unshackled, was watched. Suspicion trailed him like a shadow. He walked the golden bridges and silver halls with a smirk that never reached his heart. He visited the hidden garden. He saw the sapling with silver-green leaves. He touched it and felt warmth. A tear fell, but he laughed it off. I am the storm, he whispered, not the seed. Far below, in Helheim, the dead stirred. Hel, daughter of Loki, sat on her black throne, half her face beautiful, half bare bone. She had watched countless souls pass her gates. Now she stood. The hour comes, she said. The gates must open. Shadows given form. They did not speak. They did not breathe. But they remembered. And they hungered. Nastrand, the shore of corpses, split wide. Ships made of fingernails scraped the seas. Naglfar, the ship of the damned, was almost finished. Jormungandr turned in the deep. The sea screamed. His breath poison waves. Storms howled across Midgard. Fenrir strained at his bindings beneath the roots of the world. The ribbon Gleipnir, forged of impossibilities, groaned with each pull. Tyr stood vigil at the binding site. He watched with one good hand clenched and the other, arm forever lost to the wolf's jaws. You will not break free, Tyr said, though doubt crept in like cold. Fenrir answered with silence, but his golden eyes burned. The Norns, Urd, Verdandi, and Skuld, sat at the roots of Yggdrasil. Their fingers bled as they carved the final runes. Time, like thread, wore thin. One night, the tree groaned. Its bark cracked. Its leaves fell as ash. The realm shuddered. Odin stood beneath it, alone. He whispered to the ravens. He sent one to Hel, one to Midgard. He must know all. He must see every breath, every heartbeat, before the storm. Then he took his spear and whispered his own fate into its shaft. That night, Baldur dreamed of shadows. He dreamed of a dart made of mistletoe. He dreamed of darkness swallowing the sky. He awoke with a cry, and Frigg ran to him. I have made all things promise not to harm you, she said. Fire, stone, beast, tree, all except mistletoe, Baldur whispered. It is small, harmless. It need not swear. But Loki heard. He always heard. And deep in the forest, he carved a dart of mistletoe. The gods played in the court of Asgard, casting darts and spears at Baldur, who laughed, unharmed. Loki approached the blind god Hod. Why not join the game? He asked. Take this. I will guide your hand. Hod smiled and threw. The dart struck. Baldur fell. Silence fell with him. Then screams. Frigg wept. Thor roared. Odin closed his eyes, as if a page had turned. Baldur's body was laid on a great ship. Fire kissed the wood. The pyre lit the sea like a second sun. And the gods knew. This was the first true death. The end had begun. So the realms darkened. The stars dimmed. And the tree trembled. All knew that fate had been bound. Ragnarök had drawn breath.